Hey guys, what's up? It's Looney TNT. So today's video is going to be a video to help the beginners out. If you guys are watching this video, you guys are probably wondering, how do I get started in World of Warcraft? What do I need to do? If you're already a player that already plays the game and maybe knows someone who wants to get into it, share this video to them, show it, and maybe we can get them into playing World of Warcraft also. So, the first part of this video, we're going to talk about classes and races. So what that means is, when you're first creating a character, you have to choose between two factions. You're going to be choosing the Alliance side, which is in the blue. These are all the characters that you can be for an Alliance. Or you're going to choose a Horde player, which are all the characters in the red. If you have all the way bought up to Mr. Pandaria, you're going to see this panda. It can be Horde or Alliance. So it's the only race at the moment that can be both factions. So before you pick a class, what you're going to want to do is you want to find out what race that you want to be. Different races have different abilities. If you come down to the More Info button, you can click More Info, and it will tell you some of the description of your race. And it's going to tell you certain benefits the race gets. It's also going to tell you what it can be. So see how it's a warrior? It wears heavy armor, mail, plate, and a shield. Deals damage with melee weapons, and so on. It's going to tell you the information. On the far right side, it's going to show you what classes you can actually be as an orc. So you can be a warrior. You cannot be a paladin. You can be a hunter, a rogue. You cannot be a priest. You can be a shaman, a mage, a warlock, a monk. You cannot be a druid. And you can be a death knight. If I click over to the Alliance side as a human, it will give you the same things. You can see everything what it can be. And it can be everything here. So the ones that are blackened out, those are the ones that you cannot be as a human. So let's go ahead and talk about the gender. You can pick your gender. You could be male or female up here. You can switch back to that. You can go to any race just by clicking the button here. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the classes now. So those are the races. That's where you get the info. The classes are slightly different. What the classes are: warrior is primarily a tank or a melee DPS. What a tank is, let's talk about it roles real quick. A tank is a player who will go into the group. He has heavier armor, unless you're a druid, but once you do your little bear buff, you get heavier armor there, which I know is probably confusing because you haven't played the game yet. But just remember, a tank is the guy who's going to run in, get everything to hit him as the other players kill the monster. A DPS, which is damage per second, is any class that can deal heavy amounts of damage to kill an opponent. So if you want to just go out and just do a lot of damage, that's all you care about, a DPS class would be for you. If you want to be a healer is someone that heals the group to keep people alive so they don't die. So if anybody else is taking damage, the tank or the DPS, your job is to heal them up and keep them alive. So those are your roles. A warrior is a melee, or he can be a tank. A paladin can be a tank, a melee DPS, or a healer. A hunter is a ranged DPS. A rogue is a melee DPS. A priest can be a healer or a ranged DPS. A shaman can be a healer, ranged DPS, or a melee DPS. A mage is a ranged DPS. A warlock is a ranged DPS. A monk can be a tank, melee DPS, or a healer. A druid can be a tank, a healer, a range DPS, and a melee DPS. It's the only class in the game that can do all of it. A Death Knight can be a tank or a melee DPS. So let's talk about melee DPS and range DPS real quick. So if we're going under, let's go to a Warlock. A Warlock is a spellcaster. They're going to be staying away. So a range DPS is someone who stays away from the group and casts spells, or if you're a hunter, for instance, you'll shoot arrows, but you'll be away from the group. Let's go into a rogue. A rogue is a melee DPS. A melee DPS is going to come into the target and is going to stab and so on. So it is right in the fight. Okay? So those are pretty much the classes and races and how you'll determine. Now, like I said, if you're really interested in the classes, let's say you love a rogue, you know, it's like, man, the rogue looks cool. Read exactly what a rogue does. See if it fits your playstyle that you want to try. Try it. See if you like it. If you don't, try a different class. So hopefully this guide helped you guys out. This is going to be a part 1 of the World of Warcraft beginner guides. Like I said, if you guys know anybody that is trying to get into World of Warcraft and wants a beginner's guide that doesn't have a bunch of WoW references that will confuse you, send them to this video. I'll appreciate it. If you guys really liked it, make sure you subscribe. And part 2 will be out soon. Alright guys, I'll talk to you guys later.